Hello everybody. In this Diablo Immortal video, I'm going to send you what build I use right now. I'm Paragon 35, as you can see here. And I'm going to spend actually what I use. First of all, let's take a look at the skills so you can see what I'm using. All right, I'm using multishot, which is buffed with frost arrow. All right, and I also have an ability which I actually have. Multishot fires 4 additional arrows. Now, until now, I wasn't actually using this one, but that extra arrows is great because now we can actually chill enemies, of course, deal damage to a larger arc. Not larger arc, but basically hit more enemies. I also use Vengeance, all right? As you can see here, with cooldown increase, this is very, very powerful, especially if I continue eating enemies, which I'm going to show you what I actually do with it. Basically, more damage, faster attacks. It's great. Otherwise, because my regular shots, normal shots, won't be that great. But with Vengeance, they're absolutely devastating. This is something like the main thing here in this build because I'm dealing massive damage with it. The Chakram, I actually have 2 charges with it and I actually use ability that actually orbits around me. And also, you can see inflicting 3k damage each time it strikes an enemy. And also, enemy hits by Spinning Chakram will suffer 4% additional damage if it's again by Spinning Chakram within a short time. And it stacks for 5 times, which is crazy. So the thing is, first of all, let's take a look at the last one. The last one is Shraff and spin rapidly while moving at 70% with the speed. And this is kind of for me as more of a finisher, or if I just a bit move and I'm on cooldown, I still want to deal damage, I'm using it. This is great also because if I'm surrounded with enemies or hit them from the back, I can deal 3 damage. So if I move and I damage from the back, I can deal extra damage as well. So these are the skills that I'm actually using, and also explosive arrow. All right. So first, let's take a look at the skills, the perks, the legendary ones, the essences that I'm actually using. All right. Then the sockets. So this one, as you can see here, 4 additional arrows for the multi-shot. Again, the idea with the multi-shot with the slow is that I want to be able to slow down and control. I'm just going to show you now. So if I use this one, it moves with me. So I want to control the distance so I can hit them. But if I have slow, it's very easy for me because if enemies are moving pretty fast, I always need to move to make sure that those chakrams actually hit the enemy several times. And if I use slow, they're going to be slow, and it's very easy for me to just move a bit to make sure that it hits the enemy. And of course, because I'm using 2, I can hit the enemies faster and more times, and then the stacks can get to 20%, which of course deals massive damage. This is one of the strongest things in this build. Right? I have Spinning Chakram, as you can see, maximum charges increased by 1. This is important because I want to hit them frequently and get the stack. I also have enemies hit by... Oh, this is the buff that I told you. All right? A skill that actually buffed the damage. So this is important. And this is actually synergized so well. There's a great synergy here with damage with the chakra. This is the frost. And this is the orbit one, all right? The orbit. So these are the legendary ones that I use. All right, next one, we're going to take a look at the gems that I'm using. I'm using Catron's Green, gain 10.5% increased critical hit chance. This is good, by the way, when I'm just moving around with the Shraff, or when I'm fighting bosses and can reposition and get extra damage. Paragon Command, this is great for me because I'm using both my standard attack and the skill, so I get significant improved damage buff. All right. Berserker's Eye, increase all damage you deal by fire, but also increase, again, I just get this extra, but I also receive a bit of damage, so it's great. When you defeat an enemy, summon a Dark Beast. By the way, this is probably going to replace it with something else, but right now I'm using it because it happens every 6 seconds. You're dealing the base damage 50% plus this one, and I'm limiting lots of enemies, especially small ones in Rift. So basically, I can get it to happen very frequently because it's guaranteed. So this is really great. And increase your damage you deal for every 2 yards. Basically, I'm kind of a range, so Depends. In boss fights, I'm repositioning further away to increase the damage. But in general, I'm kind of in the distance between me and the enemy, so I can benefit from it. Favorite fan, each time you deal damage to an enemy, the enemy now attacks increase from your attacks up to maximum. So basically, I see at 10 stacks. So basically, that's what I do with my normal attack. But also with my chakram, especially when I have two and they just orbit around me, this increases the damage as well, which is great. All right, now keep in mind this can synergy as well if you have a set to increase the attack speed. Although right now I don't actually have it because I prefer using higher CR. That really makes me more powerful overall against tougher enemies. So I don't use it. But basically the one that I do use, you can actually see here. But again, nothing actually that have me have a set, just higher score. We have higher CR, right? So basically, I'm going to show you now. Again, because it's going to go and do, challenge rift or other rift, and I'm going to show you actually how it plays. So basically, how it works. You're gonna my multi-shot is buffed with frost, so I can keep enemies a bit away from me. Just go enter. I'm going to group enemies. I have several charges also on the multi-shot as well, and it can deal massive damage with this. So both controlling and dealing massive damage. So I'll just search for a large group. Oh, here it is. Oh, lucky there.
Do you hunger for death?
So see, I can keep enemies if I shoot. You see, they are moving slow. And this is also gives me time to actually shoot them. And because they are further away from me, I'm going to deal more damage. So this is optimized both well for the standard attack and the skill attack. I'm just going to demonstrate here. The damage of the multi-shot is absolutely insane, and basically you're going to find out that you're going to deal so much damage, you're going to delete enemies just with that. And of course, when you are slowing enemies, you can wait for the cooldown of the chakram as well and use it again. It just buys you a bit more time for the cooldowns to take effect and you can use it again. So some really nice synergies there.
Your fear betrays you. Healed.
Now against bosses, of course I can reposition to maximize the damage. Of course bosses won't be affected by my slow. But I can reposition behind. Use the chakram. In this case I need to be closer. Of course if I reposition myself further away, I can deal more damage. And I want the chakram to hit, so I'm just repositioning to be a bit closer in that. Now. Yeah, it might not be the best demonstration, but overall, in terms of synergies, you have synergies here that emphasize both on your normal attacks and your skill, slowing down enemies while actually maintaining position so you can deal damage from far, and use the chakram so you can actually hit enemies. Keep in mind, you can always reposition a bit so they actually hit, and when they hit more, deal more damage. So great synergies there for massive damage with the Demon Hunter. So highly recommend checking it out. This is what I use now as my main. Of course, I might make changes. If I get set items, I can further enhance it. They always enhance it, of course. But right now I don't. But even without them, I'm performing amazingly well with this build. And if there are further improvements, I'm going to share with you on my channel. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Tell me what you think about this build and what you're using. And if you have some improvements to this build, let me know in the comment section below. And I see you soon on the next video with more builds and other cool stuff in Diablo Immortal. Thanks for watching, everybody. Cheers.